Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacquelyn, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. It's so lovely, as always, to have you here. Thank you. Actually, before I get into today's topic on the channels of abundance, I would just like to say thank you so much for listening to what I have to say. It's really heartening to notice each week that I'm getting more listeners. That's very exciting for me because I'm approaching business in a really different way, and to know that there are women out there who really want to hear my perspective on a new way to be in business and resonate so strongly with some of the ideas that I put forward. So I really appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And actually, if you do enjoy and you are listening on either Spotify or Apple, I would really appreciate if you could give the Biz Alchemy podcast a rating. I only just learned recently that you can rate on Spotify, and all you have to do is hit the three little dots next to the name of the podcast, and it drops down and you can give a rating. And Apple, you can also give a rating and leave a review. So if you are enjoying what I share, I would very much appreciate the exchange by you leaving a review. And let's just say that could be one of the channels of abundance for my business, is receiving reviews or ratings for my podcast. Now, I haven't talked about abundance a lot in the podcast. I mentioned it in episode 5 when I was going through the Beach philosophy, and I talked about the A in the Beach acronym standing for attraction, authenticity, and abundance. So I touched on abundance a little bit there. And otherwise, I tend to have just woven it into the conversations that I'm having with you. But abundance is such a major part of this new paradigm of business, this new way of us being in business. Being the important word there. And when I talk about the new paradigm of business, I talk about it being ease-filled, joyful, spacious, and abundant. So it makes sense that I do an episode solely devoted to, well, not just abundance, but the channels of abundance. And this is a perfect time to talk about this now because I've spent the past month talking about receiving. So an obvious follow-up from that is to actually talk about abundance and what does it mean, and especially in relation to being in business. Now, during my episodes on receiving, and also in one of the newsletters I sent out, I talked about the different tools for receiving that I was playing around with. And one of those tools was at the end of every day, as I was getting into bed, to actually tune into how I had received that day. And some of those things were quite different to the ways you would normally think about receiving. They weren't necessarily material items. They may have been experiences, sensory awareness, but my body was in a receiving mode for those things. And I still do that every night. And I'm sure that has helped me not only become more aware of what I'm receiving in every moment of every day, but has actually opened me to receiving more. And in fact, what this has done has increased my awareness around abundance, because abundance is the energy that is flowing to you. And by consciously acknowledging what I have received through the day, I am acknowledging my abundance. Now, I've been doing this generally, so this has been about all areas of my life, which really that's what abundance is. That's what receiving is. It's not about focusing specifically on business. But for the purpose of today's episode, I do want to talk about it in relation to business. because very often in business, even if we use the term abundance rather than income, but often we're just trying to be a bit more new agey and not use income, take this sort of focus away from the money and, oh no, it's about abundance. But actually behind the scenes, it's money we're thinking about. So often in business, abundance we do associate with income. And part of what I want to talk about today is how can we expand that? How can we not just focus on that one channel, but how can we bring in the many channels of abundance to really open up our business and bring a more flowing energy into our business? I talked about this in episode 28, the 5 most common blocks in the heart chakra of a business. And I identified that the heart chakra had many channels to receive in, but very often we just focus on one. And this is particularly so in business. But as I just mentioned, income is just one channel. And yet, in the traditional model of business, the old business paradigm, it actually was the channel. Everything was focused around income. How much did you earn this year? How much did you earn today? How much did you earn this month? All of that was recorded. It was the only focus. And you might say, yeah, of course. Well, it's a business. It's there to make money. Yes, it is there to make money. But the sort of business that my clients have, that you in my tribe have, is very often a business of service. We are sharing our gifts. That's what we're doing. And we are doing it through a business, if you like. And so obviously in exchange for those gifts, we do receive income. But there is a deeper drive within us to be of service to humanity, to be of service to the planet. And in many ways, that's the central part of our business. Of course, we want to make money from it. Of course, the income that we bring in is vital because that helps us to be able to remain in our work and sharing our gifts. But I'm sure many of you would say, if I had all the money in the world and didn't have to work, I would still be doing this because this is my service. And if that's the case, then it is vital for you to be aware of the many channels of abundance that you receive through your business. Now, this old business paradigm of just focusing on income is related to the base chakra of your business, and the base chakra does need to feel supported, and income is a way that the base chakra feels supported. So from the base, which is a more yang chakra, the income does play a role there. Now, when you move to the sacral chakra, which is more of a yin chakra, the flow of energy through there is actually what abundance is. So this yin energy, it moves beyond just the focus on the support provided by money or income, and moves into this energy of flow where there is more moving through the energy body than just the financial side. And what I talk about in this podcast and what I talk about when I refer to the new business paradigm is the activation of the sacral chakra energies. It is the activation of the yin, of the flow, of the abundance, and all the other things to do with the sacral chakra, like joy, creativity, connection, your tribe. These are all vital components of the new business paradigm. They're the parts that really feed us as women, and they are a part of abundance. It's almost like actually each of those things, embodying each of those things, is embodying abundance. It is embodying the flow of energy. So yes, the sacral chakra is intimately connected with abundance, but there is another chakra that is also connected, and that's the heart chakra. And in last week's meditation, I actually helped open the channels of the heart chakra to receive more. And that is very closely linked to receiving in all ways. And interestingly, I was watching a YouTube video yesterday by Pam Gregory, who is an astrologer. I really love Pam's work and it resonates deeply with me. This was just a little chat with a friend of hers, but she said one thing which really stood out for me and was so pertinent to today's episode. And she was talking about the earth that we are evolving into. And something she said is, your abundance will be linked to the frequency of your heart. When I heard that, it was one of those chill moments, goosebumps. And then I started to ponder this because I understand that the abundance is very connected to the sacral heart energy. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Oh, isn't that interesting? I meant to just say sacral chakra energy, and then I was going to say, now I also want to link it to the heart. So the fact I even said sacral heart. And what's fascinating about that actually is the sacral, as I mentioned, is a more yin chakra, and so is the heart chakra, whereas the base and the solar plexus tend to have a more yang role, and the throat really. And so isn't that interesting that the sacral and the heart are the receiving chakras in many ways. And this is where energy flows through. What determines the frequency of your heart? One of the major determinants is that you are receiving as well as giving, as I sort of described in last week's meditation in episode 59. This harmony of energy where what comes in fills the chakra and enables the quality of what goes out. And the sacral chakra is very much like that as well. So yes, there is a sacral heart connection here. And just as Pam talks about the heart frequency is what will determine abundance, I've often referred to the sacral frequency is what determines abundance with regards to what you attract in because of the resonance. If the resonance of the sacral is what you want to attract into your life is your, say, for example, in business, your ideal clients, it's about the resonance of that chakra. So I found it just gave me a deeper insight in hearing her express it in that way for the heart. And of course, the heart chakra is also about you being uniquely you. Or in the case of your business really being true to its path, true to its role. Why is it here? And not being led off its path, not being distracted by other businesses around it, but really staying true to its path and true to who you are and what your gifts are. And this also is what impacts the resonance of the heart chakra, the frequency, which, as Pam identifies, is actually what helps open you to further abundance. So let me just bring it back to the business and the channels in the business, and maybe I'll just share a few ideas with you about how to expand the channels of abundance for your business instead of just focusing on this one channel of income. And that can almost close down the channels sometimes, because when I look at the business's heart chakra or the business's ability to receive abundance, that's what I find. If there's a whole lot of pressure on a business to just bring in the abundance through this certain channel of income, it's almost like the business goes into constriction, which is the opposite of what abundance is. Abundance is full openness and expansion and allowing and being in the receiving energy. This is why it's vital to be open to multiple channels for abundance to come in. Okay, so here's a few ideas I just want to run by you, and some of them you might think, oh yeah, I'd like to apply that, and some just may not work for you at all. That is fine. Just take what you need. So number one, identify ways that help your business to feel abundant beyond money. Okay, ways beyond money. So it could be abundance of connections. It could be learning new things. Business, we are constantly learning, aren't we? Whether it's tech, whether it's personal development stuff we're going through, whether it's a new tool that we're learning to help our clients with, we are constantly learning. that is a form of abundance. Opportunities to be a guest could be another form of abundance. Someone asks you to speak to their group or interviews you on their podcast. I'm just throwing out ideas here so that you're able to just stretch open beyond the abundance in business equals income. Look at the ways that your business brings you abundance. What forms of abundance come in? Honor those. And secondly, open to ways of receiving income beyond client payments. There are infinite channels for money to come through in all areas of your life. And this is something that I've noticed is sometimes we can put such a pressure that we want the money to come through the business. And meantime, there's all these other opportunities for money to flow into your life, but we can get so blinkered about it must come through this channel. And it's almost like I have seen many people. I was just thinking, have I done it myself? Maybe I have a little bit, but where it's like I only want to keep tabs on what's coming through my business. That's when I'm putting income down, that's what I want. I'm going to disregard everything else, even though actually there might be so much money flowing in from many different areas, but we disregard it. We make it less important. There's no more important and less important when it comes to abundance, or even just if you're going to narrow it to money flow, just to money flow. It's all energy flow. It's all coming from the universe. So be careful that you're not putting that sort of pressure on your business and saying, it has to come from my business. It immediately puts up stop signs to the universe, who might have other money there to come to you. And you've just gone, no, has to be business. So just watch yourself with that. And even within the business, there can be other ways. It's not always just client payments. It can be affiliate. You might promote something and you get affiliate payments from it. It might be a point where on your YouTube channel that you can monetize it, and so you get some payments there. It might be on Insight Timer. You might get some donations. So if you want to bring in income beyond your clients, ask the universe how. Show me. I'm open. I am open to bringing in income from anywhere. So you might be doing that within your business, but do it beyond your business too. Try not to just limit and put the pressure on your business. A third suggestion is that you do the receiving exercise that I mentioned earlier at the end of your business day. So what did you receive in your business or through your business that day? And there may have been some income, but there may have been a really good lead, a really nice connection with someone, some sort of opportunity. It could be just a great article you read that helped you expand in some way within you, in your wisdom or promotion or, but sit and just spend 5 minutes at the end of your day. What did I receive through my business today? And that opens abundance. That increases that frequency of your heart. That increases the frequency of your sacral chakra, and it opens to receiving more. Number 4 is to be creative. So all those sacral chakra energies I talked about, they're all, in many ways, they're all one energy. They're of a similar vibration. So joy, creativity, connection with your tribe, all the vibration of that is the vibration of abundance as well. So the more joy you have, the more energy of abundance is within your energy body. The more creative you are, the more that brings abundance into your energy. And remember too, creativity is about your authentic expression. And so in allowing creativity, in allowing yourself to be creative, however that looks, it is actually tapping into your authentic self. And doing that also increases the vibration of your heart chakra, going back to that quote I said before from Pam Gregory. So the more that your heart is vibing its truth, the more open you are to abundance. And creativity is a beautiful expression of the heart chakra essence through being an expression of your uniqueness. And really that leads into what I was going to share as number 5, which is about activating your heart chakra, being true to you, whether that is in your business, whether that is in your personal life, but being really aligned with the direction that your heart is taking you. And a very simple way of doing this is just to be looking at, say in your business, looking at the shoulds, because a should is definitely not coming from your heart. Your heart is inspired. Your heart is joyful when it is doing what its truth is. And it's an interesting phenomena, but the more you follow your heart in that way, the more obvious it becomes when you are not following your heart. So those are just a few ways to help you open the infinite number of channels that are available to bring abundance into your life, to bring abundance into your business. Remember, abundance is energy flow. So the more you stay connected into your heart chakra, connected into the earth, because the abundant energy really does flow up through the earth, connected in with your joy and your playfulness and your creativity. All of these things help open your energy body and bring you into a frequency that attracts an abundance of all that you desire in your life. So I hope this has helped take off the blinkers a little bit and open yourself and your business to more abundance. Until next time, have an alchemical week in your biz. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, subscribe to my newsletter at jacquelynatkins.com/newsletter and join me on Insight Timer, where I have a large meditation library and do regular live classes. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.